Imagine standing in an ancient field, the wind whispering secrets from a time long past. You look out and see a prehistoric standing stone, and beyond that, a burial mound on a distant hill. What if I told you there's an invisible line, straight as an arrow, connecting them? This is the core idea behind ley lines. The concept was first introduced back in 1921 by an amateur archaeologist from England named Alfred Watkins. While riding his horse across the countryside, he had a sudden realization. He noticed that numerous ancient sites, from stone circles to old churches and hilltop forts, seemed to align perfectly along straight paths. It was a fascinating observation that sparked a century of mystery. Watkins's original theory was actually quite practical. He believed these lines were ancient trade routes or navigational tracks, used by prehistoric people to travel across the landscape long before the Romans built their famous roads. He called them leys, because the paths often passed through places with names ending in ley, lie, or lee. He wasn't thinking about cosmic energy or supernatural forces. He was thinking like a surveyor, mapping out what he saw as a lost network of ancient highways. But like many great mysteries, the story didn't end there. The idea was too captivating to remain just a theory about old roads. After World War II, the concept of ley lines took a dramatic turn, evolving from a simple archaeological idea into something far more mystical and spiritual. Thinkers in the New Age movement began to reinterpret Watkins's lines not as physical tracks, but as channels of invisible, powerful Earth energy. They proposed that our planet is crisscrossed by a grid of these energy lines, much like the veins in our own bodies. According to this belief, these lines aren't just random alignments. They are conduits for terrestrial and cosmic forces, carrying a subtle energy that flows across the land, connecting everything in a vast, sacred web of power. This updated vision of ley lines captured the public imagination in a way that old trade routes never could. Suddenly, these invisible lines were seen as the source of ancient wisdom and power. The idea was that ancient civilizations, from the builders of Stonehenge in England to the Incas in Peru, were far more in tune with the Earth's energies than we are today. They didn't just build their sacred monuments in random locations. Instead, they intentionally placed their temples, pyramids, and stone circles on these powerful lines to tap into their spiritual energy, creating places of immense significance and power that we can still feel today. So if ley lines are like the planet's energetic veins, what happens when they cross? This is where we get into the really exciting stuff. At the points where two or more ley lines intersect, believers say you find a nexus or a vortex. Think of it like a major intersection on an energy highway. All the power flowing along those individual lines converges at one spot, creating a whirlwind of concentrated energy. These nexuses are considered to be some of the most spiritually charged places on Earth. They are power centers, hot spots where the veil between our world and other realms is thought to be incredibly thin. People who are sensitive to these energies claim you can feel a real difference when you stand in a vortex. They describe a buzzing sensation, a feeling of heightened awareness, or a deep sense of peace and connection to the universe. It's believed that these power centers can amplify human consciousness, making them ideal locations for meditation, healing, and spiritual practices. This is why many people make pilgrimages to famous vortex sites like Mount Shasta in California or Glastonbury Tor in England. They go there hoping to experience this amplified energy, enhance their psychic abilities, or even witness paranormal phenomena, which are said to occur more frequently in these powerful locations. The list of places considered to be built on these powerful nexus points reads like a world traveler's bucket list. We're talking about some of the most mysterious and awe-inspiring ancient sites on the planet. The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, the enigmatic stones of Stonehenge, and the breathtaking mountain citadel of Machu Picchu in Peru are all prime examples. The theory is that the builders of these incredible structures knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't just skilled engineers, they were masters of Earth's secret energies, intentionally positioning their most important ceremonial centers directly on top of these vortexes to harness their immense power. This idea of a global energy network has been expanded into even more complex theories, like the Becker-Hagen's unified vector grid. This model proposes that the Earth is wrapped in a sophisticated geometric pattern of energy lines and nodes, connecting key points all over the globe. It's a fascinating concept that suggests there's a hidden architecture to our planet, a sacred geometry that ancient cultures might have understood and used. In many cultures around the world, you find similar ideas, like the dragon lines of China or the song lines of Aboriginal Australians, all pointing to a shared ancient belief in invisible paths of power crisscrossing the Earth. Now let's take this one step further into the unknown. If a nexus is a point of incredibly concentrated energy, what might happen at the most powerful ones? This is where we encounter the mind-bending myth of the time-slip nexus. The idea is that the energy at these major intersections is so intense that it can actually warp the very fabric of space-time. It can disrupt the normal flow of time, creating temporary rifts or windows into the past or future. It's a concept straight out of science fiction, but for some it's a very real possibility, an explanation for strange and inexplicable events. Myths and modern legends are filled with stories of people who have stumbled upon these nexuses and experienced something extraordinary. They might report seeing ghostly figures from another era, hearing sounds from a long-forgotten battle, or even finding themselves momentarily transported to a different time period altogether. These time slips are said to be fleeting and disorienting, leaving the person confused and questioning their own sanity. While these are just stories, they speak to a deep human fascination with the idea that time might not be the straight, unmovable line we think it is, and that certain places on Earth hold the key to bending it. These powerful nexuses are also often described as portals or gateways to other dimensions. The intense energy is believed to weaken the barriers between our physical reality and other planes of existence. This is why they are often associated with a high degree of paranormal activity, including UFO sightings, strange lights in the sky, and encounters with mysterious creatures. It's as if these points act as doorways, allowing beings and energies from other worlds to cross over into our own. Whether you believe it or not, it's an exciting thought, that hidden all around us are secret gateways to places beyond our imagination. From strange weather phenomena to unusual magnetic readings and balls of light, the list of reported anomalies at nexus sites is long and varied. The energy is said to be so potent that it can influence the physical environment itself. Some fantastical traditions even claim that the energy can transform non-living matter, turning ordinary rock into a magical substance. While these ideas venture deep into the realm of myth and fantasy, they all stem from that one core concept, that certain places on our planet are uniquely and powerfully special, holding secrets that we are only just beginning to understand. So, what does the world of mainstream science have to say about all of this? When archaeologists and statisticians look at ley lines, they come to a very different conclusion. The scientific view is that these alignments are most likely a product of coincidence. In a country like England, which is densely packed with historical and prehistoric sites, it's statistically probable that you can find straight lines connecting several of them just by chance. Scientists often point to a psychological phenomenon called apophenia, the human brain's natural tendency to find patterns and connections in random data, even when none actually exist. From a scientific standpoint, there is no measurable or verifiable energy that flows along these proposed lines. Instruments designed to detect radiation, magnetic fields, or other forms of energy have never found any evidence of a global grid. Archaeologists also argue that there is no historical or archaeological evidence to suggest that ancient civilizations were aware of or intentionally built upon these lines. They believe that the locations of sacred sites were chosen for much more practical reasons, such as their strategic defensive position, their proximity to water, or their alignment with astronomical events like the solstice, rather than invisible energy currents. Despite the lack of scientific proof, the idea of ley lines and energy vortexes remains incredibly popular. Why? Because it speaks to a deep human need to believe that there is more to our world than meets the eye. It offers a sense of connection to our ancient past and to the planet itself. The idea that we can visit a place like Stonehenge or Machu Picchu and tap into the same power that our ancestors felt is profoundly appealing. It transforms the world from a collection of random places into a living, breathing entity with a hidden map of sacred, powerful sites waiting to be explored. In the end, whether ley lines are real energy conduits or simply lines on a map drawn by hopeful dreamers, their power to inspire us is undeniable. They fuel our imagination, encouraging us to look at the world with a sense of wonder and to seek out the magic hidden in the landscape. They are a gateway to adventure, a reason to explore the mysterious stone circles, ancient mounds, and forgotten ruins of our world. And for an explorer, the possibility that a journey could lead to a portal through time or a place of immense power is a call to adventure that's impossible to ignore. The mystery is the destination, on our own terms.